Freaking Madolche comes out of nowhere and goes, I'm going to top this regional. I'm actually super excited that we get the chance to see Madolche, of all things, performing well, at least out of the Denver regional here. Don't be like 30% of you guys have not smashed the living crap out of that subscribe button. Come on, guys. Smash it so we can get to 104,000 here. Breakdown of the Denver Regional is here, and I really do want to say thank you to everybody that helps get this info to me so we can, talk about these lists and, see why certain numbers were the way they were. So, winning the Regional was actually a Praying Kids variant. I swear it's almost like Praying Kids is like the best deck in the room or something. So yeah, we had two prank variants in this top cut, which I think is perfectly fine. We've seen Praying Kids be the most dominant deck right now. Hopefully, once a list comes through, we'll see something change out of that. But all right. We also had one Sky Striker variant, which we've known for a little while now, that Sky Striker can kind of perform behind the scenes. Like I said, you have three variants. You have the Brave package, the DPE package with and/or Brave, depends. And you have like Pure Striker, and all three variants are able to top. It's really good. Then we had one Madolche player. I'm glad to see that Rogue is still doing what Rogue does best out here. We also had one Phantom Knight player in this top cut, which, okay, Phantom Knight's become like a little bit more of a mainstay here. We also had one Flaunderies player. Also, Flaunder's become pretty much a mainstay for the majority of this format as well. Honestly, the fact that you continue to see this deck doing its job. Yep. We also had one Virtual World, which was pure, by the way. This variant is not playing any of the Brave stuff, which, honestly, I think that's a little bit interesting. It's not all that often you still hear that pure VW can kind of keep up with the metagame. But alright, and then we also had one 10-Yi Brave. So basically the 10-Yi Sword Soul variant, which has like a little splash of like three little Sword Soul cards in it, basically. It's basically just 10-Yi Toolbox, the deck. So is everything up to standard here for what you would expect? Yeah, this looks pretty representative of the format. So we'll talk about the top deck list, shall we? All right, the first list we have for you guys here is second place. First place didn't want to share their list due to YCS reasons, but that's perfectly fine. So straight off the bat here, we have Phantom Knight Brave. And, this deck is like so freaking standard, man. Like, two Fusion Destinies, though, I guess you could make a lot of the argument that some of these builds were trying one Fusion Destiny, double droplet build into the main deck, 43 cards, of course, Scythe Shenanigans, and one Nibiru in the main deck. Huh. I don't spot any crossout designators anywhere along the way here. Crossout designator? Are you supposed to be in here? Okay, double Veiler, double Ogre, one Nibiru, 3 Ash, and 3 Gamma. We're citing one more Nibiru down here. I just suppose, looking at like side deck ratios and things here, that we would want to bring in other options depending on how our matchups go. So I will say that. I think this deck is very dependent on the matchups. So that is second place. Next up here is a big old 60 card variant here. We're getting third place for Praying Kids. Now, you guys kind of notice when you look at some of these Praying Kids variants, a lot of these decks are pulling a lot of things from Based. This particular build here is actually playing the Hop Ear Squadron, so you could toggle from your Borreload Savage on up to a Baron de Fleur to get an additional negate. Now, I see we're not playing the Magician Souls package in here, which I think is fine, but this is some interesting stuff. So full DP package, Hop Ear Squadron to toggle up. Yeah, this feels just like Based, but with less of the bricks that kind of come with the deck. Not too bad. I would say this is probably one of the more innovative Praying Kids list that I've got the chance to see in terms of the 60 card variants as of late. This is actually pretty freaking nice. Alright, next up here was the Candy Treats. Alright. First of all, Small World has just moved right on in to these builds. I don't think I haven't seen a Madolche list that is not exploring Small World, just because like searchability is very key to this deck. Also, Double Promenade, honestly, I don't know how I feel about that. I know a lot of earlier builds were playing one of, which is fine. I see we're also playing the One Salon. We are not playing Ticket. Oh my gosh. Alright, so we've opted to not play Ticket. One Salon is fine. Honestly, you got to kind of cut back on like some of the older style bricks. I feel like once you can kind of pull back from some of the older stuff, that you'll basically be able to expedite and make the deck a lot better. And I think that that's a very good thing here. You also obviously see Dimension Shifter. There's very few decks in the format that really get to take full advantage of D-Shifter here, and this is one of those decks that Shifter becomes a very scary card for. Outside of that, obviously, you know, your hand traps are going to be your hard carry in here. You also see here that we had Pinkertops, and then you also see here that we had Gammas built, or Gozen matches built into this, so in case something goes wrong per se in a list like this, you know, you at least have Gozen matches kind of disrupt the opponent. Honestly, hand traps and, you know, good generic floodgates will be a reason why a deck like this can actually carry itself through a major tournament like that. So congratulations, seeing Medolche get the chance to perform at an event like this, you know, taking 4th place, that is pretty freaking impressive, ladies and gentlemen. Do not underestimate some of the cooler ideas and things that can come out of a metagame like this, because goes a match. Medolche candy treats, yeah, not too dang bad of a top. Next up here is Pure Virtual World, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what they always love their token collectors, man. I've seen... Hi! Huh! We got a Shaddoll Beast in here. That's interesting. Why in the world is there a Shaddoll Beast in this list? That's very interesting. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can draw a card. Is this just an extra sub-draw engine for this deck? Because that's kind of cute. Huh. Alright, one token collector present in here as accounted for. I think that's the most interesting thing in this list. Outside of all of the virtual world shenanigans in here, it is good to see that you don't need to play the adventurer package to be able to set up and do those negates, because while they are pretty important things to make sure that your board can go off, yeah, it's that. I also see down here that we got Yield, Necro, Banshee. Don't you love the fact that this engine is just super good, especially against Flunderies? Alright, so nothing else really too crazy to say about this. Next up here is our 10-Yi Sword Soul variant. And when I say 10-Yi Sword Soul variant, I mean you play one Tai, one Mo-Yi. Long Yun, optional at this point in time. You also have that one token collector in here. Ladies and gentlemen, I swear that one of token collector shows up in like every weird variant, and it really goes to show, ladies and gentlemen, that depending on how things go in your matchups, I mean, maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I also see that we have full hand traps in here. We have the Despot 001 for Rorodon shenanigans. Yeah, I'd also like to give a shout out here to Shooting Riser Dragon, just being an amazing card, being able to lay, you know, the groundwork for a good token collector to resolve. Outside of that, yeah, all this deck is just synchro good tool stuff box, where, you know, obviously a Rorodon makes the world go round for you. Yeah, I really don't see anything else in this list that screams basic. Yeah, there's nothing else. Next up here is Flunderies. Oh boy. So, we're main decking Dark Ruler No More. I've seen a lot of these Flunder lists as of late that are going towards wanting to play Dark Ruler No More, and I'm not sure how I feel about this. Obviously, like, I guess in these decks, like, it's better because, you know, Droplet takes up your resources, and you can't really have that. So getting a Dark Ruler on, like, a big generic field wipe for you to push through and be able to do your thing is not bad. Obviously, D-Shifter's a staple in here. We're playing one of the Storm Winds, and then, of course, the big four tributes, a double M-Pen, the Apex, and the Rise of the Mega Monarch. You know, this looks, you know, minus, like, prosperities and stuff, you know, put in extras, you might have a pretty good budget option deck here going forward here. So, also, freaking double Regeki and the Harpies Feather Storms. I love it, ladies and gentlemen. It's perfect, as we're gonna say for this. And last but not least here, ladies and gentlemen, 8th place here was Sky Striker. Alright, so we're actually playing the Illusion. Oh my gosh. We're doing Magician Souls shenanigans in here for draw power and extender options. We of course have the Rite of Armesia stuff in here so that we can basically I high DP. Alright, so this build is basically being forced into DP. I also see here that we're playing there can only be ones in here. That's very interesting. 43 cards. I guess this does give us more options here. Hand trap lineup is fine. Outside of that, yeah, still very, very, very much the same Sky Striker-esque toolbox that I've kind of come to know and appreciate at this point in time. So, that is your breakdown out of the Denver Regional this past weekend. What do you guys think about these lists? Please leave a comment down below what you guys think. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. And I'll see your beautiful faces back here later on today with some more cool awesome content. You guys stay safe, alright? Peace out, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.